Good morning. It's 10 to 9, Tuesday the 24th. I'm underway. I cleared customs last night, or yesterday afternoon, and fueled up this morning, and they're underway. Just leaving Opua now, back in the harbour back there, and we've got by here, over here. I'll give you a bit more of that soon, but the forecast is looking quite good. We're going to have a reasonable sailing day today through to not tonight, tomorrow. Good wind, supposedly 15, easing to 10, so I'll make the best of that. Followed by a couple of days of calm at this stage, it's reading. And then from the second half of the trip, about the middle of the ditch to Australia, where the high will be underneath me, so I'm going to have easterlies, probably easterlies through to northeasterlies most of the way home after that, between the 15 to 25 knot mark. The closer I get to Australia, a day or so out of Australia, I'm figuring I'm going to get 20, 25, but supposedly from behind or slightly on the back quarter here. So yeah, well, that's kind of it. I'll make a little video of what I can see here. The boat's all good, no problems really. I've got to keep an eye on the steering cables. That's always a concern for me on this boat. So apart from that, she's all good. Today the weather here, as you can see, is beautiful. Very light breezes at the moment. It's meant to be 20-25 knots here this morning, but it doesn't seem to have eventuated. But anyway, we'll show you around a bit. My crew's still on board. I still have Al here. Good morning, Al. So yeah, I had a guy coming with me supposedly, but due to the coronavirus and the self-isolation, he was unable to come, which was a bit of a bugger. I was sort of looking forward to having him for company. Good old mate of mine from Kaikoura. But anyway, looking over there, we have Paihia, and looking back all the way, there's some beaches across there, back into Opua. So anyway, we'll do another update later on today. Okay, cheers, wish me luck. Good morning, Al. Al's been on watch all night. I thought I'd take the chance to make this little video. You might just see the very top of New Zealand back there. It's just come daylight, and yeah, so it's been getting around the top last night from about midnight on. Got a bit sloppy, lots of current, so I came a little bit further north instead of going straight around Cape Reinga. There is just around there, I don't know if we can see it, that's the Three Kings, just up there about 10 miles away now. The day looks quite good. There's a few sort of showers and a bit of cloud to the north, but looks quite clear to the south. Making about 7.5 knots at the moment. 15 knots southwest breeze. So, stays on the ripper. I had 2 reefs in the main. So anyway, Australia, 1,000 miles that way. Here we come. This is our time now. We're just in behind these little boats here. So this is the centre of the high pressure system. That's why we have no wind, because we're in the middle of it. That high is centred in here, and we've got another high pressure system coming in down here, which is going to generate us here. We're looking at 15 knots Friday from the southeast, and it looks looking pretty damn good. A lot of 15 knots. This is supposedly Saturday. I'll be about here Saturday. Still a couple of 100 miles to go. This is Sunday evening. Yeah, that's it. Looking good. Here we are on day 4. We've got a nice steady breeze today. It looks like we've got this sort of a wind all the way now to Australia. So about 3 o'clock this morning, a trough came through and passed over us, giving us winds from the sort of start in the south-southwest to around the 20 knot mark. We've been having 15 to 20 knots all day out here. I'm sailing with 2 reefs, the staysail and about 1/3 of the Genoa unfurled. We're making okay speed. We're probably averaging about 6.8. Well, it's Saturday the 28th. This is my 5th day out. I'm just on the halfway point now. I've got just on 600 miles to go to Newcastle. Looks like the conditions are going to be like this the remainder of the trip. A little bit fresh, really, but anyway, I'll give you a scan around in a minute. What am I sailing? I've got about 1/3 jib out, staysail, and I put a 1/3 reef in the main this morning, just to try and balance the boat up, take a bit of a load off the steering cables, I hope. We're starting to get a little bit of weather helm with the 2 reefs in. But anyway, this is what it looks like, and this is what it's going to be for the remainder of the trip, I understand. Well, there we are, day 6, and yeah, very nice day today. The wind has finally started to go a little bit east, and over the next 48 hours it should go round to the northeast and through to the north to drive me home. So the rest of the way, the forecast is today for a wind a little bit like this, 10 to 15 knots. Newcastle, 360 miles that way. Today we're sailing with the main and the Janara up. Just carefully go forward. Don't worry, Jen, I'm hooked on. Got my life jacket on. Anyway, so here we are. We're going quite well this morning, better than I was expecting. So.
I was standing on the ocean, on the road to uncertainty. I was dreaming, I was drifting deep into infinity. This soul has seen better days, or at least I can call it mine. Changing fortunes, changing weather, it's all the same to me. All I see is water.
today's the 31st, making it 8 days since departing Opua. Had a bugger of a night last night. A little low cell passed over me, and the wind was blowing 25 to 35 knots for about 6 hours, followed by headwinds, a westerly of 20 to 25 knots for the remainder, with some really heavy showers of rain. It was a bugger. Pretty bloody stressful actually. On top of all that, I've got a fuel issue. The fuel line from this port tank is blocked with, they call it diesel mould. I pulled it apart and I kept blowing it out with a little compressed air last night. During the night I did it about 8 times. Very frustrating when you're trying to do that when it's blowing hard. And clear for about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, and then same problem. So I did that during the night, as well as trying to carry a little bit of sail. Very rough, very uncomfortable. But old Al's still here today. We're cheered up a bit today. I have. So our starboard tank, the what do you call it? The overflow fuel line goes into the port tank, which is putting it into the contaminated fuel. So I managed, after ringing Scott Bradley this morning, asking for some suggestions, and so he gave me a good idea. So I managed to reroute the return fuel line into the starboard tank by disconnecting the sight gauge on the side of the tank and putting it onto there. Seems to be working just fine. So I've got approximately 150 litres in that tank. That'll give me about 36 hours running, which is going to be bloody great. The weather forecast from now is pretty light winds for the remainder of the trip, but boy, last night was something else. No, you couldn't see no moon, it was just pitch black and very bloody rough. And yeah, so anyway, got my spirits up again today. Everything's back to normal. Wasn't feeling this smart last night, I tell you. But anyway, thanks to my old mate Tony Mowbray. He's been dealing with the customs and the New South Wales police on my behalf about the customs clearance and this, the coronavirus. So he's been a really mate. He's a bloody great mate. He's been, I can't thank him enough, you know. But anyway, I buy him a beer, but he doesn't drink. We'll have to have a cup of tea together and a bit of a laugh, I guess. But anyway, all good. I'm presently 230 miles from Newcastle. I'm just cutting just slightly north of what they call the Taupo Seamount. And it sort of comes up from 4,000 metres deep up to 200. Trying not to go across it, just in case the sea state was a bit iffy. So I managed to just cut around it, around the top of it. So yeah, it's sort of worked out okay. It's nice to have this soft wind again, even though I'm a little bit short on fuel. But yeah, I'm sailing a full Genoa in Maine, just trying to keep it going. We only have 6 knots of wind breeze at the moment. I'll show you that. Only got 6 knots. So without the motor going, we'd just be drifting very slowly at about 3 knots. But anyway, it's good that I'm up and running again, thanks to a couple of people and a couple of phone calls. But anyway, that way, 230 miles. I'll be there. That's it for today's report. Cheers. Well, there we go. To summarise my trip across the ditch from Opua back to Newcastle. I'm here in Sydney, staying here now. They put me in 14 days isolation due to this coronavirus that's been going around. But to summarise my trip home, which was great, trip home. The trip took me the 1150 miles. My average speed, it took me 9 days and 13 hours, and my average speed was a bit over 5 knots, 5.02 knots was my average speed over the distance. Enjoyed the trip, quite enjoyed myself. Really good to have my old mate Tony Mowbray on shore. He was watching the weather for me. Every day we'd be in contact, and he's always good for a joke, but he was watching the windy weather, so I couldn't receive that. I was using my satellite, my Iridium Go system, and using Predict Wind, which is very accurate, but it was nice to have Tony there just keeping an eye on me, knowing that there was someone out there to give an old bugger a hand, if need be. So Tony was real good value. Thank you very much, Tony. You're a good mate. always remember this. But I arrived due to this coronavirus, I arrived in Newcastle, and Tony actually did a lot of the onshore work for me with contacting customs and had to then go through the police, New South Wales police, and work out what they were going to do with me. But Tony was a great help. He was bloody fantastic. And so anyway, I arrived in Newcastle at about whenever time, about 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. I went to the quarantine buoy, at which time I was instructed to stay there until the morning, of which time the water police came and escorted me to my marina berth at the fish co-op wharf, and there was had quite a welcoming committee. It was about there would have been a dozen people there, and all officials. It was the doctors, the quarantine, the customs, all police, which were to drive me to Sydney. A couple of friends standing there to help me tie up. Like old mate Paul Flano, who was there to help me with lines. Unfortunately, my old mate Greg was away for the morning somewhere, but I got secured, and then the doctors took my temperature. My temperature was low, no problems. I'd done my customs forms. Quarantine came on board and went through and checked, did their quarantine thing, took some food stuff away from the boat, and everything was good. At which time then I was escorted by two really nice coppers down here to Sydney. Then I was brought here, so they put me in the Sheraton Grand Hotel here in Sydney, which I've now got to spend 14 days self-isolation. So here I am, so I'm actually quite enjoying myself. I've got FaceTime and stuff, so I can see Jen. I've had a good talk to Maddie, spoke to Susan, spoke to Mowbray. So with the sort of FaceTime or Messenger, where you can see people, it's like having company and sitting in the room
room with someone, not by yourself all the time. But yeah, got pretty lucky, I guess. We got a very nice room, 3 meals a day. Dinner was a bit ordinary last night, but breakfast was fantastic this morning. So better hurry up and get this done. Lunch will be delivered in about 10 minutes. So anyway, a little bit of an update. So we'll talk later. I'll give you a bit of a tour around. Not much of a view. You know, all I can see out there is high-rise buildings and walls. But anyway, this is my room. So not too hard done by. At least they didn't send me to Long Bay. So this is where I'm spending my 14 days of isolation. So yeah, life's not too bad. Even got a telephone over there at the toot just in case I'm constipated. No, joke. Anyway, well, that's about it for now.